Ahoy and welcome back to another UGG Paints video, and today we're going to be painting some British Napoleonic era soldiers. Yeah, they're going to basically be painted red uniforms, white legs, basically kit. This is from Warlord Gaming. I do like these models. I'm a big fan of the tiny little men. Obviously, to prepare these models, I've literally cut them off the sprues. They're all attached, as you can see. There's 10 dudes, and they obviously come in like 2 strips goes on each base. So once I've finished painting these, I'll paint another one off stream, and then I'll sort of hook them all together, and you'll be able to see the effect of having 2 lots together. Hopefully it should be a fairly quick and easy way of painting them, because the quality of these comes in the quantity, I feel. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with some Mephiston red, in the tradition of the channel now. Yeah, we're going to start painting the coats of that. Also got to bear in mind we have primed it with some German Panzer Grey, as I want to do. So without further ado, let's get painting the red coats, because obviously this paint, we thin it down a bit and then we just get going. Okay, so as you can see, we've now got the red painted. This was 2 coats of Mephiston red thinned down. As you can see, they've become quite red. So it's time for the next part, which is going to be doing all the white bits on the front of their coats. So what we're going to do this is we're going to use Celestra Grey. And this is because I never really paint white, and also I'm going to be really super lazy because you've got loads of these to paint in these models and they're quite small. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do a dry brush of Celestra Grey across the front of their uniforms, and you literally want almost nothing on the brush. You can see there's like almost nothing on this brush. It's quite a sort of like bristly brush. As you can see, when I put it on here, like, it's like literally, and that's quite a sharp edge. There's not much coming off there. And then what you're going to do is just going to dry brush it really lightly, and you might want to take even a bit more off that. Like literally, there's almost no paint because this stuff is really kind of, it's going to be quite white. So as you can see, when we put it on there, you get like, oh, you put it on there, you get like a suggestion. Yeah, you can see there's like almost nothing, no paint on the brush. And what we're going to do is we're going to stroke down from the top and just capture all the bits on the kit. So you'll see. You might be saying we're going to go over going over the pink or the red as well on the arms and stuff like that. That's okay, because we can go around and we can tidy that up later on. So you can see going down. See the grey, the arms there? Don't worry about that. Go through and capture them all. So as you can see, we've gone through and we've dry brushed all of these things. Now, they look a bit scrappy do at the moment. As you can see, we've got like there's clearly an arm there that's got white on it, and there's white everywhere, and it's a bit of a mess. But don't worry, we're gonna tidy up. Obviously, if you're doing masses of these, you can just whip through and do all these sprays. You don't have to touch all the little tiny bits you're not going to see anyway. So for the purposes of this video, we're still going with Celestra Grey, and then we're going to paint the trousers celestial grey now, because these guys are going to have white trousers. Some of them had grey, dark grey trousers, but I'm going with like a white effect. Obviously, I use celestial grey as the undercoat for the white, or the base coat for the white. And then what you do is you just kind of get on there and like start painting the legs white. Now you probably have to apply 2 coats of this. Try and avoid the red. And you just kind of whack it in there. It's quite thin, this paint, so you can do it. Okay, as you can see, we've painted the legs grey, and they're looking quite grey. They've got a little bit of red on them, but that's okay. They're going to get more layers. They're going to get a wash. They're going to get another layer of paint. As you can see, we've done it around the back. Now, problem we've got, now all our grey is done. Obviously, we've got bits on soldiers' arms that we don't really want highlighted with white. Not really. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our piston red that we had before, and we're going to go around and we're just going to catch the bits on the arms. So like along here, that goes on there, goes on there, and we're just going to like, and this arm here, the end here, whoop, and we're going to paint them red. So we're going to go in and get that done. Just to get rid of the white off of them. So as you can see now, we've tidied up the white on the uniforms. It's a pretty subtle effect, as you can see. Now we're going to paint the hats, the boots, and the backpacks black. So we're going to use our friend Baden Black, or any other black you got lying around. It doesn't really matter. It's black. So just want to get in there, start painting the hats. Shoes. Back. And just do it to all of them. So as you can see, we've painted the black now, and the boots, the hats, and the backpacks without the sleeping rolls. You could paint the sleeping rolls black, because for a darker shade of grey, I'm going to paint them like stone colour in a bit, but according to what I've seen, the backpacks might be black, like all the sleeping rolls, but I'm going to paint them just like stone colour, because I want something to do, like a different colour on the backs. Obviously that's not what we're going to do at the moment. We're going to paint the guns next. So the colour I'm going to paint the guns, in this case I'm going to use dark flesh tone for Vallejo, but you could substitute this with a different brown colour, like Mornfang brown, if you wanted. So we just got to get in there and do the guns, and we're getting to the time of having to be patient with all this stuff, and just like quite careful, because we're starting to get enough colour on there where it actually matters. So you just get on there and get painted. As you can see, we've painted the wood of the guns brown, and it's starting to look a little bit more like a man as opposed to a big red blob. So we're going to go and do the metal next. The metal, I'm going to use lead belcher, the old faithful. Painted this lead belcher. It is lead belcher. So what we're going to do is we're going to paint lead belcher up the barrels. So let's get going with that, shall we? The barrels actually go like on the side where the bayonet is, apparently, because the bayonet is attached to the barrel. So you just kind of get a little bit there, a little bit at the top, and then you kind of do that to the barrel down the side there. And you might want to come out from this angle, but you just get into it. So that's all complete. As you can see, now we've got metal on the bayonets and the barrels. Don't have to be super detailed with that, you know, it's just a suggestion really, you know, of the metal. So the next thing to do is to use some Xandri dust, and we're going to look at that Xandri dust. Don't Games Workshop pots, very efficient, they never lose paint. Yeah, let's not worry about that. Basically, we're going to paint the little feathers next to their guns. So these little things here, you can see them as well. They're going to be painted Xandri dust. You just give it like a little stroke with those. I'm also going to paint the backpacks, but don't forget with the backpacks. Oh, and this is quite the little mini detail you're going to have to see. But actual backpack is kind of goes around the side of the head. So if you touch it there, and in those points there, I'll explain what that lump in their shoulder is. Just be careful. Get into detailed time now. I'm just painting the rest. Don't forget that and the bedrooms. Let's get to it. So, as you can see, we've painted that. It's still looking a bit scrappy do, but don't worry, we're going to make it look good. So the final layer I'm going to be doing, or the final base coat, even though I'm using a layer paint, is going to be Cadian Flesh Tone. It's kind of a mid-tone between what I usually use with bug muds and like Kislev flesh for doing skin, because obviously these guys have got tiny little faces and we're not going to do all the detail on them. We're just going to go, yeah, medium flesh tone, and then like wash. So let's get painting. We're going to do the hands, and we're going to do the hands. So the hands are pretty simple. You just like little dots. Dot. Watch where the hands are, and then obviously the faces. Keep going with the faces. You can be a little bit inaccurate here, but you know, try to be as accurate as you can be. The wash is going to help though, loads. No, it looks terrible. Anyway, get on and do that. So as you can see, we've now got all the base layers on, and it is looking a little bit, yeah, ununified as always. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our old friend Agrax Earthshade. Woo woo! Right, so we're going to put the Agrax Earthshade all over wash, because these models just, you know, don't need anything else other than that. They don't really need a recess wash, they just need to be slap some of this on them. So right, so we're going to get painting, and you know, just try not to let it pull too much. Obviously we're going to be back to you know, clean up this later on, because you know the way these things go now. Watch any of my other painting videos. So as you can see, the wash is completely dried now, and all the definition is starting to get picked up, and the models are looking pretty good. Now if you wanted to, you could probably stop here. These guys are very small, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to carry on a little bit more. I'm going to do the white. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start, see the signs of all the stuff at the front here. I'm going to re-dry brush these with a super fine, and it's super fine. I can't stress how much it is fine. Thuan air or Thuan grey, and I've got the air one, but you can use the other one. Just, you know, it's a dry. You got to do a dry brush. So you see how much little I've got on the brush there, like literally nothing. So when I'm brushing it on, yeah, it's like literally just. Actually, that even looks like too much. Then I want to put a little bit on, so I'm going to quickly do that, and then just from the top, just gently stroke down from the top. Try and avoid their faces. Just one final extra highlight of that. Okay, and the next thing you're going to do with Thuan grey is you're going to. Next thing you're going to do with the Thuan grey is you're going to basically take some of the stuff you've been doing for dry brushing. It doesn't matter if you might do this in a certain way, you know, in a certain order. So you just come back and do it afterwards. Then what you're going to do is you're going to paint the tops of trousers, because they are white trousers. And just kind of get the tops and just highlight them out. Get and undo that. So as you can see, we've finished highlighting the whites on the legs and the front, and you know, with a bit of luck, you've kind of missed most of the arms, but don't worry, there's one final phase. But we're just going to do another little bit first. I'm going to quickly paint the backpacks, and what I'm going to be using for that is I'm going to use Carrick Stone, and I'm just going to use that to highlight the backpacks, just to give them a little bit more definition. So here we go, just on the spots. And the final step in painting the models is we're just going to come back, and where you can see you've got little bits of like white where we should have red, like on the arms, and possibly just around the back here, just to add a little bit of edge highlight on the higher points. I'm going to come back with a little bit of Evil Sun Scarlet. So let's just get on and paint that. So as you can see, we've finished painting the red highlight on the red jackets, painting a little bit at the back, but it's very minor things. So with that being done, the models are done. Things to consider you can actually do when you're painting these models. Because they do sit in two lines, you do not have to paint what would be the front of the back row and the back of the front row as accurately. So you could do this technique on the front and have these all guys in the front row and have like just do basic parts of the model. So maybe not all of the, you can maybe paint the backpacks and do it in red, but not highlight and not do any edge highlighting at the back, and the same with the legs. So you basically just paint half a model and put it in there, because when they're in and you're looking from above, you can't really see in there. So just something to bear in mind, you only have to do like one half of a model almost in any detail, so they won't be seen. So hopefully that makes sense. So yeah, what I've got to do now is just paint up another final sprue of these, base them up and show you the final picture. So I'm just going to go off camera and do all that. So see you in a sec with the finished model. So as you can see, I've finished off the models here. I've just based them up with a bit of here you go, Terra Oscura, which is the texture from Vallejo. As you can see, it's I've put the extra one on there and completed the actual model there. So basically, yeah, you don't have to paint the fronts and the backs properly, because obviously, you know, looking down there, you can't really see the difference between the sort of fronts and the back. So, you know, they're obscured, they're standing in formation, so you can do the finish them off like that. So hopefully, you know, that's going to be helpful for you. Don't worry about the guy who's standing on the left there that's got a bit of white paint. If you do get that, you can always put a little bit of wash on it. I haven't done that for this one, but they're going to be viewed from a long way away, so you know, little details like that you got to bear in mind that I'm looking up real up close. So yeah, there you go. I hope you have enjoyed the video. If you have, it would be great if you could throw a like, a subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. These videos do take me a fair while to actually get made, so yeah, it would be great if you could do that. And I'll just leave you with me moving the model around.